So we'll just continue with our internal Wing Chun exposed. We did one on woo-woo stuff, on some of the stuff that people were asking questions about in terms of what's real, what's fake. A few more questions have come in, and some of the questions are about the bridge control. And because people look at Wing Chun and say, when people are rolling, why don't the person just de-link and punch you, right? Just take the hands down and just throw punches. How does that work? Well, it works because when we're sticking and controlling, we have a wedge of position. And that wedge of position, if the person releases it, we can strike, right? But a lot of Wing Chun have this floppy rolling that you see, like spaghetti hands, where they're rolling and like this, and they're just all loose. If you're all loose, then of course I can just come out and smash you, right? There's no control, right? The idea of Chi Sao is we're learning to control the bridges. So we have this structural framing that we have, right? This body structure. And then when I get pressure, I understand where the pressure is going to my body. Then I know when to release the pressure and to strike. Or he pushes towards me, I can guide him off pressure to strike. What you see a lot of people doing when they're loose like this is you can strike them anytime you want because there's too many holes, right? The idea of the Tan Sao or Fook Sao position, no matter where your position is, it's irrelevant. It's just relevant that you know where it is. If your Tan Sao is here, when I punch you, you can feel how much pressure before I can get you, and then you know when to react to the punch and spread. If I'm in underneath and you have Fook Sao, you can feel my pressure, you know when to sink your elbow to strike, how far. Now if your Tan Sao is just all loose or too low, then you can't stop the strike, you can't stop the hip, right? If your Fook Sao is all elbows out and you're all loose, you can't stop me from stepping in and striking you, right? So you have to have a position, and the position basically gives you a read on what's happening. And once you get that read, then you can react. If your position always changes all the time, and you rely upon just feeling and sensing and sticking, then you're playing catch up. And playing catch up against a real fighter is not going to work because a real fighter is not going to be playing your game. Often what you see with that is a person will be all spaghetti and say, see, you follow me around and you do this and you do that. They're guiding you to what to do. So this is often what you see in bad demonstrations is someone is coaching the person to give them the right pressure. That's why we do a lot of live Chi Sao in our clips. We do demonstrate stuff, obviously, because you have to learn that way. We demonstrate and then we do it live, right? Because if you don't do it live, it's just an idea, right? It's just what I said, right? So if I say to Lockie, I'm here, you push towards me, push, and I keep sinking. Yeah, if I'm sinking, he keeps pushing, and he's tense pushing, I'm sinking. Yeah, he can't push, right? Push. Now, look, see, you can't touch me. Then I strike you, boom, boom, boom. But it doesn't happen like that. No one touches you like this and pushes, and you sink to the point where you're completely open, and I deny even my strikes, and he stands there. That doesn't happen. But in reality, if we're rolling like this, and we're striking and doing normal Chi Sao, pushes towards me, and I sink him here, that pressure here, he tries to move. He can't move because I've sunk and controlled his structure. You don't really see what's happening, but he tries to move, he's stuck. But then I release and strike, and it's just live training, and he can do what he wants. I'm not telling him what to do. I'm looking for my position. I'm trying to make a mistake. I'm trying to find what's happening. I'm just thinking and doing stuff, right? So I'm not telling him what to do. He's doing what he wants. So when I do find the structure, I can control it. Then I can find a way in or out, and he can try and counter it. So I'm not coaching him what to do. Demonstration, yeah, he pushed towards me. I can de-link. I can gum and sink, connect to my feet. He tries to push. You can't push from there. I'm too strong in this position, right? If I stretch the tissue a bit, it makes it harder for him to pull his hand back. This is what people call adhering. He's stuck more, right? So I can strike. Okay, now here, he pushes towards me. I can sink back into him, and I can press forward and open up, right? So there's things you can do. But that's all done in slow motion. In reality, if you can't do it in reality, it doesn't make any sense, right? There's no point to it, right? So you have to be able to roll, and in reality, you have to be able to do these things to sink and release in time. Like he tried to arm drag me there, I felt it, I de-linked in time. So now he's looking for what are you going to look for? He's looking to strike, I'm trying to cut the line down, he's trying to beat with the shoulder. Yep, so we have that position. Okay, so we're looking to see what's available, right? Now, what are you going to do from here? He pulls his arm back, right? Because I told him to, so I've already got him, right? See, if I tell you what to do, it doesn't work because I'm ahead of you. You do whatever you want, right? You have to decide, right? But if you tell someone to do, of course it's not going to work, right? Because you're already ahead of them, right? So you see a lot of these demonstrations where people are doing stuff where they're saying, look, he can't move me, he can't move away from me, he's stuck to me. He's doing what you told him to do, right? Yeah. Spit in their face and see what happens. People will be able to move away from you or move forward and be able to hit you, I'm sure, right? Because When people are being compliant, they're being nice, they're doing what you told them to do. So if you spend 3 days convincing someone of how to move, what to do, when to do this, how to do this, of course, their mind is in your mind. You're controlling their mind. Yeah? It's like hypnosis, right? We call that like an induction, right? You've inducted them to do what you told them to do, right? If I tell Lockie, have your hand here, try to lift your hand, lift your hand, lift your hand, lift your hand. He can't lift it because his bicep against my whole body. Lift, lift, lift. Wow, it's amazing. Now I delink it a bit and I take his balance. Boom, 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 boom. So he couldn't stop me. That's not reality because he's not going to do that. If he feels this pressure, you're going to delink it. Right? It's gone. He's going to delink. Now when I press down and he delinks, I have to stick and I have to find a way in. That's the skill of link and delink and skill of feeling each other. Yeah, now he's got the inside gate, so I want to get my other hand up, right? Because I'll be in trouble with one hand, right? So one hand, yeah, you have to be careful, right? As well, right? Now, yes, he's gonna react, and we're gonna try and find ways in. So yeah, there's a live training, right? Live training is where it's at. Live training and control momentum is what's going to give you control of somebody. You can't just set things up and coach someone to do what you want and then show your skill. That's not really a proper show of skill. A show of skill is let's just do it. Let's just do it. Let's just train, right? We just train. We'll find what we can find, right? Can we find a way in? Can you find a way to strike? Yeah. See, that Loki got in there. That one, he got that one, right? So we're just doing live skill, and that live skill is where you learn to do what you're doing. Now, often people say, "Oh, Alan, you always beating Loki up, and you always hitting him more than he hits you. Why you always beat your students up?" Ask him. I'm not beating him up. He's not hurt. We're just training hard, robustly. And what happens is every time we're training, the thing that people can't see is if I punch and Loki adjusts, he's defended it. And I adjust again, he adjusts. I adjust, and then I get him. So you see me get him eventually, maybe it could be the 3rd or 5th time in an attack. So we could be rolling, I take his balance, he adjusts, and I get him, right? So you see me getting him, but he's adjusting 3 times. So them 3 adjustments are 3 wins. So every time we're rolling, if I get the 5th technique in the roll, which you don't see because you're looking for an application, but for us a technique is not the application, it's actually how does he use his body. When I sink on him and he controls it, so he's countering me, right? When I try to push him, he's countering. So this sort of like stutter that you see is not stiffness, it's the link going on and off to try and get in, right? So it's linking, delinking, and controlling structure to get in. This is what you don't really see. So he's defending me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got him on number 6, right? Now he pushes that one away. Then I get him on number 11, number 12, 13. He got me that one. I get him on this one, right? So there's a constant back and forth skirmish of positioning, timing, linking the body, finding the position. Then you get the attack. Now, over time, in the beginning, I'd hit him with the first 1 or 2. So we'd roll, and I'd go bang, nothing. Bang, nothing. Right? After a while, he defends 1, I get him number 2. Nowadays, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoop, I didn't get it at all, right? Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, now he's defending well, right? Yeah, now I got him number 7. So you don't see all the fights, the skirmishes that are going on. They're going on all the time. And that's why we laugh a lot when we're rolling, because he knows when I see what he's doing. He knows when I've defended things, and no one can see that I actually would have hit him because he knows it will go hit. And I know when he's got me, and I laugh. I think, "Oh, you cheeky sod, you got me," you know. And so we're having fun because we're at that level of chess where we're doing 5 moves ahead, and sometimes it's 5 moves ahead, and you get the 5 moves, and number 6 doesn't work. And I nearly got it, right? But you fought so hard for it. But that's the growth. The growth is in that. The growth is not in this. That's not the growth. The growth is in this not happening, right? Where you don't see it. That's the growth, because that's the adjustment of skill. That's his body downloading what to do, the micro movements, the fractal control. That's all happening in their movements. The end striking is really for our robustness and toughness, right? My Tai Chi teacher, Jim Hugo, he said he likes to receive pressure, because receiving pressure, you receive the energy and you learn more from that than you do from being the person attacking him all the time, right? I thought that's so smart, because you receive the pressure and you're reading the pressure, you're controlling the pressure. I'm a counter striker. People think I'm aggressive in Chi Sao. I'm not. People roll with spaghetti hands, I just strike through them. People roll too stiff, I throw them around. It's no choice, because if you're rolling loosely or too stiff, the rolling is incorrect. If your rolling is good, we fight against the roll, and then the techniques will go. Often people attack me first. They press me, they do a technique, and I counter it. When I counter it, if Lucky presses towards me, once I counter it, then there's an opening, I strike, right? And then I'm just leaking through the opening, right? We're just following the stream, is what my teacher tells me to do, right? Just follow the stream, right? So you're in, right? So it looks like I'm aggressive, but it's not. It's basically I'm just flowing with the technique and what's available, right? So when we're rolling, the real skill is actually, have you got good structure in your roll? And when the attacks start to happen, do you control the structure of the roll before you strike, before you go for your strike? Just going forward all the time and just driving forward, it can work, but it's simplistic. And if you do that, and that's all you do, in a real fight, you might run in with the first technique and hit somebody, and then they hook you in the head and they knee in the head, in the face, knee in the groin. Fights are not finished, right? The best thing to do is learn to control and be able to manipulate the spinning plates, right? And manipulate everything they're doing. So often when we're rolling, sometimes we go into a clinch or into a wrestle. We just do that to keep the flow going of what's going to happen. Obviously in a fight, I've hit you 8 times already, the fight's finished. But the flow, the momentum is the key. Having control of momentum is what really gives you the key control of what people are doing. The ability to read someone's pressure, to read their timing, to read their movement under live pressure, not some facade, right? That's really what the skill is. That's why we do a lot of live training. All our live training is just rolling, feeling what's going on, and then trying to find a way in, right? Trying to find what's available, what's not available, right? Trying to find where's the distance, where we're going to go in, right? Where can I control him, right? Where can I hit him? See, he's trying to push my knee out now, and I'm adjusting my hip, adjusting my knee to fight that knee position, whilst I'm still striking him, whilst I'm still controlling him, and I'm trying to adjust my position, and we're back into position, we're back into striking. So there's always, yes, and I have my elbow, I have to try and get the elbow back, I have to adjust my body. So we keep this movement going because we're trying to get used to just a constant flow of manipulation of momentum. And then when can you interrupt it? When can you control it? When you just release it, right? That's the real skill. The real skill is live training, right? Live training is what you're looking for.